There's a common saying, everyone deserves a second chance. And on January 8, 2015, in only his second NBA game, this undrafted player went ham as he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and shot 60% from the field against the Houston Rockets in MSG. It may not seem like he did that much that game, but he actually broke a franchise Knicks record, as his 19 points marked the most points scored by a Knicks player in his first MSG game since Patrick Ewing's 18 points in 1985. Unfortunately, since that game in 2015, he has bounced around the league so much and hasn't found the same momentum that he once had from his second NBA game. So what happened to him? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy James. Hope it's all good for you, because it's all good for me. I remember as a Knicks fan when we went 17-65 during 2014-15. Yeah, I was still watching majority of the games. I was just that loyal as a fan. And the reason the season was so bad, because Melo was out for the season with a knee injury. Our coach was Derek Fisher, and we played with 10-day contract guys and watched the veterans. But yet, there was this glimmer of hope. So it was Langston Galloway. And speaking of Langston Galloway, he was a 6'2", or is a 6'2", 200-pound undrafted combo guard with decent size and bounce for the NBA. Pretty much he's a player that's not great in one specific thing, but is good in many things. So without wasting any time, let's get into the story. Born in December 9th, 1991 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Galloway attended Christian Life Academy, which is nearby his hometown. As a junior, he averaged 21 points and 5 rebounds. Then the following year, he averaged 26.2 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals, and then led Christian Life Academy to win the Class IA championship and earn Class IA All-State First Team honors. Not to mention, he was a 2-time District 7 IA Player of the Year in high school. Galloway then went to St. Joseph University, which is a private school in Philadelphia. In his freshman and sophomore season, he was already considered the best in his team, winning the John P. Hilfrey Award. This meant that Galloway was the St. John University's MVP in both of those seasons. But unfortunately, for some odd reason, in his junior season, his numbers went down. As you can see on the screen, his points, rebounds, turnovers, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentages have all fallen apart. Even worse, he wasn't even getting attention from scouts. So his senior season was his make it or break it year. Galloway only had one shot, and if he blew it, his NBA dreams would be crushed. Unlike Hassan Adams, Langston Galloway delivered in his senior season as he torched the competition, averaging 17.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.1 steals, and shooting 44% from the field. This amazing season gave him the Atlantic 10 All-Conference First Team, and ultimately the Atlantic 10 Men's Basketball Championship. Coming from a university where the only notable names are Delonte West, Jameer Nelson, and DeAndre Bembry, Galloway was undrafted in 2014. However, he did take part in the New York Knicks Summer League team, and after that, Galloway had 3 odd months in a row in 2014. In September, he signed with the Knicks, but then the next month in October, he was waived. Then in November, he was called to play for the Westchester Knicks D-League team. In his 19 games with Westchester, he averaged 16.5 points, almost 6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 2.5 steals. Those amazing stats gave him a 10-day contract with the Knicks on January 7, 2015. So again, this was his chance to prove that he belonged in the NBA after getting cut from the team back in September. On the same day where he signed that 10-day contract, Galloway played his NBA debut against the Washington Wizards. He only had 7 points, 3 assists, and shot just a poor 25% from the field. But it wasn't worse than the Knicks record. Look at the screen, bro. Like 5-33 record, and they also had a franchise worst 13-game losing streak. That roster was just so bad. I don't know how they're able to compete with the Wizards. But anyways, so the next game, as you guys remember from the intro, he had 19 points and he broke Patrick Ewing's Knicks franchise record for most points scored by a Knicks player in his first game in Madison Square Garden. Galloway's rookie season in general, he just played some really quality basketball. He played hard, he rebounded well despite being only 6'2", and he wasn't afraid to take big shots. To prove that, he hit 2 clutch shots over the Sixers back in January 21st and the Thunder in January 28th. This led to Carmelo Anthony, his teammate, saying Langston can play. I don't think a lot of people know about him, but he can play basketball. Not only that, but Melo even compared Langston Galloway to Jeremy Lin. To add on, Galloway was the only Knicks player playing well. Lou Amundsen and Lance Thomas both were two guys who were also 10-day contract players. And fun fact, on January 24, 2015 against the Charlotte Hornets, those three guys, Galloway, Amundsen, and Thomas, were the first players in NBA history to each start a game while having a 10-day contract. So after receiving two 10-day contracts, Galloway got his 2-year contract with the Knicks on January 27, 2015. He finished his rookie season with 11.8 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1.2 steals, which were all career highs, by the way. He made it to the NBA All-Rookie second team, becoming the first undrafted player in Knicks history to make it to the All-NBA Rookie team. So after being an undrafted rookie and having a pretty solid season, Galloway should just follow up the ranks, right, and build his career up until
4 minutes to play here on the fourth. Aflalo with the cross court. Galloway off the pump fake. That's a two-pointer and a foot on the line as Reggie Jackson went flying.
In the league at 35%. Here's the shot here by Galloway. There's the pump fake. There's a pirouette step back long two.
In his second season, he played all 82 games, which is a career high, but he only started 7 of them. And the reason why was because after the Knicks' horrendous season where they went 17-65, they decided to revamp the roster with guys like Aaron Aflalo, Derek Williams, Robert Lopez. Hell, they even drafted Porzingis and Jaren Grant. So Galloway was pretty much clustered and he had no space to have playing time. And this was evident if you look into the numbers from his rookie season to his second season. Everything just fell apart. Then, the Knicks let his 2-year contract expire, and then he signed with the New Orleans Pelicans in 2016. This was supposed to be his chance at redemption, but the Pelicans was already stacked in guards. Guys like Etuan Moore, Drew Holiday, Tim Frazier were already outperforming him. And that season, this left Galloway just in the dust. Then this led him to be a part of the DeMarcus Cousins trade before the 2017 trade deadline, which sent Galloway from the Pelicans to the Kings. While Galloway was in Sacramento, he again had to play second fiddle. This time though, he played it for Ty Lawson, Darren Collison, and Buddy Hield, who was also a part of the Cousins trade. And hell, even Garrett Temple outperformed Langston Galloway. There was no space for the combo guard from St. Joseph to get some quality minutes. He just averaged 8 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 1.3 assists that season with those two teams. And finally, in 2017-2018, he signed a 3-year, $21 million contract with Detroit Pistons, and he had his worst season in his short 4-year career with career lows of points, rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage.